Dr. Brad Whittle of Advanced Sports and Family Chiropractic and Acupuncture. Everybody wants to make every year a great one mentally and physically, and certainly ASFCA can help in that regard.
Chiropractic, acupuncture, physiotherapies. We're going to address the body and the mind to keep you in great shape. With winter moving into spring, we don't want to have the opportunity to get hurt or to be slow and not do what we used to do, right?
Absolutely right, and you can do that in a variety of ways.
We can. We love looking at the body and how it moves, looking at the posture and how it holds us to be strong, to be safe, and really to help us do those things we love to do.
The wide variety and range of services you can get helps in that regard at Advanced Sports and Family Chiropractic and Acupuncture. 7 locations all around the Kansas City area. Find the one that's most convenient for you. And for more information, visit asfca.com/Danny. That's asfca.com/Danny.
Did you experience hail damage last year and never got the work done? Most insurance companies only give you a year to get the roof fixed. And if you don't get it done, you could possibly not be compensated in full for the replacement of your roof. If you've been procrastinating getting that damaged roof taken care of, give us a call at 913-257-5426, and we'll send out an expert to help you through the process. We're never pushy, we're just here to help. Easton Roofing. Integrity matters.
We're here at the 23rd Street Brewery with Matt Llewellyn. And Matt, basketball's over, football's still a few months away, but there's always fun to be had at the 23rd Street Brewery.
Absolutely. We've always got something going on here. The games are always going on. It's a great place to come enjoy everything out on the patio. Beautiful scenery out there. Great beer. I've got a great brewer, great food. It's always fun here at the brewery.
And the atmosphere is great and friendly and warm, too.
We always want to make sure you're a lot happier when you leave than you were when you came in.
Always fun here at the 23rd Street Brewery at 23rd and Castle. Make sure to come by when you're in Lawrence. If you'd like to join these and other fine sponsors and market your business to Kansas City's #1 variety podcast, contact us at danny@dannyclinkscale.com. Look forward to working with you. Oh, that was better.
That was nice.
Yeah. There you go. That was a better.
That can opened easier than these cans normally open.
It was.
You have these.
It was snappy.
You have these heftier cans on these.
Yeah, this
specialty
is
brews. You know.
Yeah, this is a 16er also. What a lovely. This is a lovely.
Ooh. Oh my.
A lovely can. I'll say that.
Is this a brown or a?
This is. I don't even know what it's
dark.
called. Czech style dark.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you don't know you're getting ready to drink a dark, and then you just have a big old swig.
You know, it's sort of like, this doesn't taste anything like Guinness, but it's the same kind of idea in the fact that it says it's a dark beer, and it is, but it's not. It doesn't taste malty or anything.
No, it's not terribly malty. It's not like brown ale malty.
So this is Starry Night.
It's like coffee.
By Little House Brewing Company. No, folks, it's not like coffee.
It's got a little bit of coffee, chocolate,
very
coffee
little
taste.
bit. But if it tasted like coffee, I would hate it, and I don't.
Well, maybe you like coffee and you just don't know it.
No, I don't. I had it once, and that was it.
Well, you probably, I've been wanting to talk
Maybe
about
it's
this.
like Beets.
You've probably
No, I like Beets now.
You probably had a really, really crappy cup of coffee the one time.
No,
you
I didn't
tried
have I had a spoonful of coffee. That's all I had with my cereal. And then I realized, I ate coffee ice cream. I didn't like coffee ice cream. So I love the smell of coffee. I've said this before.
Well, then you would love the taste.
But anyway, this is
really
tasty, although it's not
me.
my, this isn't my style of beer. I wouldn't really, choose this beer, but it's good. And for me to give it a 6.8, which I'm going to, that's high praise, because I do not like this is a brown ale to me.
This tastes like a little bit like the Free State Oatmeal Stout, which is one of my favorite beers.
Wow.
And if it was not summertime, this would get an even higher rating from me, because this is a winter beer.
Yeah, I would say. Well, it's called Starry Night,
and there's snow.
Snow on the
on the can.
Pat, why did you Santa Fe Liquors? Why this one here? It's a cool can. It's dark and it get yellow, and there's a big happy moon man.
Well, my
The
summer...
Man in the Moon, isn't it? Wouldn't that be the Man in the Moon?
Yeah, it's the Man in the Moon. He's grinning.
Yeah, he's grinning. Well, he's probably had a couple.
Yeah, he's half-cocked. I'll tell you, my summer grade on this beer is going to be a 7.5. That's my summer grade.
Wow.
You bring this thing over at Thanksgiving, and it might be in the 8s.
Wow. So you like it a little more than me, but that's
Dude,
fine.
I love this flavor in a beer. Now,
Oh.
not in the summertime so much, but
Right.
wintertime.
You know, I like this beer. I'm enjoying drinking it. I don't like having more than one of this type of beer.
Yeah, it's hard to have more than
I want to
one.
follow this one up. I would have preferred these beers in the opposite. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Would this beer pair well with a lobster roll, Danny?
It just might. I don't know. But
so
lobster
excited.
roll is a summer confection.
I'm very excited, Danny, because I love lobster rolls. We've talked about it. And
Now,
there's
the thing is, lobster rolls are, they're pretty regional. I mean, now America is homogenous now in many ways, but you still, like around here, you don't often see a lobster roll.
No, Jack's on the plaza before it closed had a lobster roll that was pretty good
Right.
that I used to get. But
We had a lobster roll I had a lobster roll when we were in California.
okay, if you don't know what a lobster roll is, Danny, why don't you tell us?
Well, this is interesting, Joe, because I am a subscriber to the Boston Globe. Just kind of makes me feel like old home days. And also, it costs it's Boston Globe's one of the most prestigious papers in the world, and the price of a subscription is quite low. It's like a third of what I pay for the Kansas City Star.
Really?
Yes. So, in fact, I told that to the person at the Star the last time I was trying to get a rate. Anyway, they had a recent article about two chefs or people with culinary backgrounds argued the merits of the cold lobster roll
Yummy.
versus the hot or warm lobster roll.
Yummy.
And the cold lobster roll is a Maine-based confection.
Okay.
And the warm is Connecticut.
But what if you've never had a lobster roll, Danny? Why don't you tell them what it is?
Well, it's pretty simple. It's basically big chunks of lobster with mayonnaise and little else. Generally, I mean that was the assessment of these two, that you keep it simple.
Yeah, on a sweet bread.
It doesn't have to be sweet, but it's on generally a New England style hot dog bun, which is sliced at the top.
Yep, and then usually grilled a little bit to crisp it up.
Well, yes, we have definitely mentioned this before. Why the New England style hot dog bun has never really taken off anywhere else is beyond me.
Oh, it's the best.
It's perfect.
Yep.
It's basically, like a hot dog roll, except it's sliced at the top. It's created for more bread. There's no crust on the side. The only crust is the little two ribbons of crust at the top. And it's perfect for grilling because what they do, you butter it on the side, and you lay it down and flip it over, and it's flat.
So you've never seen one. Imagine a tiny loaf of bread, and you slice the crust off of
Each side,
the long way.
And it has crust on the top and the bottom.
Yep.
That's
and then
it.
you can butter that exposed white bread or wheat bread, and grill it. And oh gosh. So anyway, the reason this came up, Danny.
Okay, well, I will just tell you this.
Go ahead.
Generally, if you go to the airport in Boston, or you're in Boston, or you're in Connecticut, or wherever you are getting your lobster roll, they usually are outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
Outrageous. I had one when we were in California, and it was a place called the Oyster Company or something. It was a delicious lobster roll. It was $22.
Yeah. It's got a lot of lobster on it.
It was good. I mean, it was good, but you just be prepared that usually don't get a little. It's not usually a very big sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some massive ones, but yeah, normally it's like a hot dog size sandwich.
Right, or smaller.
Yeah. So there's a food truck coming to Pathlight. They're going to open their first soft opening at Pathlight, where we did a live broadcast, had a great
This
crowd.
particular show, yes, we did.
A couple years ago. That was an awesome
We should
night.
try that again. Yeah.
God, that was an awesome night. We had so many people there.
That was pre-COVID.
Was that pre-COVID?
I do believe that. Yes, yeah, because that was one of the reasons that we stopped doing it. Or I think
That wasn't pre-COVID.
We had idea. I think we did. I think it was.
Okay, well, I'll fact check it. But Anyway, there's a
Maybe
new
not.
food truck in Kansas City that's going to do lobster rolls.
Are they going to do exclusively lobster rolls, or
They also do like lobster grilled cheese and lobster.
so it's
this,
but it's a
that.
lobster food truck?
Yeah, and they're going to debut at Pathlight in late July. So I'm very excited about that, Danny, because my favorite restaurant closed, Jack's closed, and it's really the only place I could find a decent lobster roll.
I think that
around
is
here.
one of the things about a lobster roll that is appealing, maybe, is that maybe if we just could have them any old time. I mean, even when you're
that's part of
even
it.
when you're in New England, they're generally something people eat in the summertime.
Lobster used to
At the
be like
beach.
what they fed prisoners because it was thought of as like a really terrible bottom feeding thing.
Then they figured out how to fix it, right? And con the public, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'll have to fact check that, but I read that somewhere that they used to feed it to prisoners.
Well, maybe they gave them the worst part, like that's the green stuff and everything. I mean, in a big lobster, like
Yeah,
I don't know. Around here, was this, when you went to the grocery store when I was a kid.
No lobster where I grew up.
No, I mean when you were a kid, you go into the grocery store. Probably in the summer. I don't know, but I don't think it was year round. There was a lobster tank, and there were live lobsters swimming around in there. And that's how you bought a lobster.
Interesting.
Yeah. But there's not much lobster meat in one of those gangly, giant insect-style fish. So you really don't get much lobster. That's probably why it's so expensive. Because
Do you think
don't,
it's a fish?
it's crustacean, but
It's
I don't.
a crustacean. Yeah,
but
good call.
I don't know whether that's another fact check. It's a crustacean. I know that, but is that in the fish family? I don't know. Is it a mammal? Is it?
Is it a bug?
It's not a bug. No, I don't
No?
think it's an insect. But if that's a fact check, why should we sit here and muse?
Because I want to know if we're right or wrong. I want to get your opinion.
Well, that makes me think of the fact that I did get to body surf
Oh.
2 days in a row when I was in California. And this created great entertainment not only for me. We went to Oxnard, California, which sounds awful. The name of the town is terrible.
Was the water cold?
Of course it was. Yes, it was very cold. It
It's
was
always
like,
cold out there.
Well, it was like you're headed up the coast from L.A. And the day we went and had a nice day, and then we went to my wife's cousin's beach house. They have a house in Los Angeles, and then they have a beach house in Oxnard. They're both lawyers. One of them is retired, and one of them is about to retire. But so they're both lawyers in California. Enough said. They're really nice people. But anyway, so we had a day, and then we went back there, and it's like 6 o'clock. And so I said, I'm going down to walk it. I'm walking down to the beach. I want to see what you got in store here.
Yeah.
And so I come back and I go, there's waves. I'm going in. And they said, oh, well, let's grab it was like 63 degrees outside. Ooh. And then the water, I don't know what it was, but it was cold, and I was the only person in the water.
Yeah.
And the four of them just sat there and laughed at me for an hour while I romped around like an idiot in the waves. And it was fabulous. Now, they were difficult waves to body surf. They were more like surfing waves. They crumbled instead of sort of snapped.
Okay.
And then I went back. I played golf all day the next day, and then I went back, and what did I do? I went, because California is interesting. If you go a little bit inland, it was hot. Like we played golf, it was like 90, and then we went to the beach, and it was again like 62 degrees, and the marine layer. And so I went in again, and I think I caught a perfect, snapper wave where you're sort of semi-airborne, one each day. And I was in there for a long time. But
An hour for one good
had
ride?
fun. No, there were still good rides, but I'm a perfectionist, so it's like I wanted perfection. And I did get, a reasonably orgasmic wave once each day. When you got the really good one. Yeah. So anyway, it's
Did you take any spills? You get thrown down to the bottom?
You kind of
Was it sand bottom or?
No, it was there was enough water. It was good. There was good surf. It was kind of dangerous. It was you always know because the first day there were people there. I mean, the other people were sitting there, so I had a frame of reference. You can find yourself
Hundreds of yards.
100 yards
Yeah.
down the road.
Yep.